Probably in Japan, chopsticks in my hand with that 05 bait Rick Owens on my pants. All my tracks lit, old needle track fit. Steph Curry with the hus, GQ with the looks. I wonder what my son be thinking. Cook, no apron. Mumble on the beat when you blazing. Make sure you look good cause he taping. Human made on no bathing. Save no hoes, no cape, man. This that mumble rap. Old heads really want none of that. Yeah, they want none of that. Ooh, they want none of that. That mumble rap. Old heads really want none of that. Yeah. They want none of that. Oh, they want none of that.
So continuing with the littles, with the new guys, I wanted to have a conversation because I don't know how to put this, but this I don't even want to call it a genre. Let's call this phenomenon that's going on. It's been getting a lot of it's getting a lot of eyes on, a lot of attention. And it's just kind of like, what is going on? I'm a little confused. Now, the way that I'm speaking right now, it may seem like I don't support this movement. Not at all. I'm a fan of some of these artists. But let's have a conversation about mumble rap, as they call it. So Lavelle, being a very, very avid fan and, lover of the phenomenon. How do you feel about mumble rap? Or before you even say how you feel about it, can you tell us what it is?
Well, originally, when mumble rap first came out, I thought it came out for people like Young Thug and who else? Maybe somebody like Future, who's kind of hard to hear.
Right.
And then when they tried to start throwing people in that genre like Uzi, they tried to throw Migos in there, of course.
Yeah.
They tried to throw anybody new. They tried to throw in mumble rap.
They tried to put Tekashi in there.
Yeah, they tried to put that. So my thing is, to mumble is to
Right.
Now, Future and Young Thug does sound like that from time to time.
They definitely do that a lot.
Yeah, they definitely do that from time to time. So those two guys, I feel like that's their flow, their cadence. Sometimes they're just I don't know. It's just weird. It's a different sound.
So let's describe it first. So what is mumble rap? If somebody came up to you, never heard it before, want to know what it is, what would you tell them mumble rap is?
I don't believe in it, so I couldn't tell them. I couldn't tell them I would tell them what people try to classify it as, and I would tell them what I just told you. People it's kind of hard to hear exactly what they're saying. So any song you hear it's kind of hard to hear what somebody's saying. That's kind of mumble rap.
So basically, it's a song that typically has a rap beat, kind of a trap beat usually, that has somebody who will just go really fast over a few words and not pronounce them.
And I think I don't know. They try to do that. But see, what kills me is I don't feel like the people who try to coin this term don't even know what the definition of this term is. I feel like...
Is the name disrespectful? What else could we call it if it is?
I think people getting caught up in the fact that it's not even really a different sound. It's a different sound, but I think the flow now is different. It's not a traditional flow, and I think that they're talking about some of the similar stuff that was talked about in the 90s and stuff. It's just a different version of it. It's more advanced. So I wouldn't even think that it's no new genre that we got to change the name of it or added something else. It's just rap, and it's rap evolving. Stuff evolves over time, and I think this is a part of hip hop, which is a part of rap, which is evolving. It's stuff is just you can't keep sounding the same. You're gonna stay stagnant. In 10 years, it's gonna be a new sound that come out.
Right.
So it's this stuff, because the people that I listen to will be throwing it to mumble rap, but these dudes not mumbling. Yachty don't mumble, Uzi don't mumble. I can understand what
Yachty
does
saying. Sometimes.
No, I hear what you're saying, but no. And then you got, Kendrick sings sometimes. He's not a singer, so you're not gonna put him in the singer category.
But still, if you are contributing to it, it's gonna be in that category. I'm not saying that Yachty is officially mumble rap. I'm not saying
that's what I said. I said Yachty don't really mumble, but you can say
he does from time to time. So if he has a song where he's doing a lot of it, then it would be considered that.
Yeah.
Like Drake will do where he's just basically just rapping. That's a rap song. But then there'll be times where he'll sing, and that's considered a pop song. It's not to say that he's necessarily just a pop artist or just
I don't think or
just a rapper. His songs will fall into those categories sometimes. I mean, Nelly is a rapper, but he's done country music multiple times. He's not a country singer now. He's not a country artist now. He's just a rapper who has done country music.
But I think that's to me that's stupid. Like you like that's.
But that's how it's exactly how it's categorized.
No, I'm saying you try to
categorize.
That's the issue. You're trying to categorize shit. Like
but you understand that we are humans. We are going to categorize every single thing in our experience. No, it's not an issue. There's nothing wrong with separating things and figuring out what it is.
When you're trying too hard like this, when you're trying too hard and say rap, okay, it sound kind of the same, but it sounds kind of different. We got to come up with something else. This ain't rap, bro. Yes, it is, bro. It's rap. It's just a different form of it.
Yeah, it's mumble rap.
It's not mumble. So you think mumble rap makes sense?
I wouldn't call it mumble rap. I feel like this is disrespectful in a way. Some people have called it like I've heard pop rap, which I don't think that's not pop rap. Swag rappers I've heard before and whatever. I mean, yeah, just mumble rap just seems really disrespectful to me. But it's definitely different. Like it's different than what we've heard.
So my thing is this: I think people forget the roots. So like MCing, rapping, all that stuff. If I'm rapping, I'm rapping. Mm-hmm. Nobody said you ever have to sound this way in order for me to rap. Nobody said, all right, if you talk this way, this is what rapping sound like. People could rap over no beat, they'll still be rapping. People can hang some of their words, they'll still be rapping. Even if somebody mumbling, they still bro, it sound like you rapping. You rapping? Even if I'm mumbling, it sound like you rapping. You don't have to say, oh well, he kind of like he was a little low tone, so we're gonna call that like light rapping. Like you don't have to.
It's not that petty. It's not that petty.
Mumble rapping is that petty though because they try to do it with the Migos. They try to start it with the Migos, and Migos really be rapping.
Nah, see, and that's the thing. It was even before they tried to do it with Migos. Yeah, but we've already said that's not mumble rap because you understand what they're talking about or what they're saying. You may not understand exactly what the topic is, but you can hear what they're saying. But it is different. And when you say, nobody said this is rap or this is this, yes, they have. And for you have to do it a certain way. You have to present a song in a certain way for it to be considered a rap song. Is that fact?
You have to present a song. You have to
in a certain way for it to be considered a rap song.
You rapping, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to rap in order for it to be a rap song.
You have to rap, yes.
You have to. That's for any genre. You have to follow some of these few base things that you have to do in order for it to be considered that genre.
Right.
Now you can put a spin on it. Like I said, you can tweak it or whatever. And so I'm not saying that these guys aren't rapping. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying they're doing a different style of it. So it's mumble rap. But then there's other categories as well.
So my thing is
there's conscious rap, there's pop rap, there's there's so many different forms of it.
But see, that's the thing. It gets stupid because conscious and pop.
Right.
You just said those two categories,
are completely different.
Completely different categories.
But they rap.
How though? Because pop to me, conscious is more of content and pop is more of sound.
Exactly.
So how come you can't have a conscious pop song?
Conscious pop song? I've never heard of one. Have you heard of a conscious pop song?
If somebody has I'm pretty sure there's one out there, if they would classify it as pop, but somebody's rapping in a conscious way. Because conscious doesn't necessarily have to deal with the beat. It's content.
It's content.
Your beat can't be conscious.
But that's what makes it different. That's my point. So when you have something like pop rap, where it's mostly about the instrumental, and for how you're doing, a way to put it, there's not a lot of content there when you do pop rap. But then when you have like mumble rap, you tend to have these certain kind of instrumentals that tend to be like a little eerie or like fast paced or real creepy. It's either or. Like there's like only like 2 or 3 bases that you may come from with a mumble rap instrumental.
So my thing
that's what makes the difference.
Okay, so like because I think like it's so ridiculous that we get into these categories because you have people who classify some song as gangster rap when they're speaking consciously about different things. So how is that not conscious rap? Conscious rap has to be something that you talk about the government or systemic issues or.
You can talk. I mean, with conscious rap, you're talking about the human experience, and I feel like it's a way that you deliver it is what makes it conscious rap.
I don't think it had nothing to do with the delivery for it to be conscious rap.
It definitely does.
I don't think so.
Definitely does.
Why?
Because when you hear conscious rap, do they sound like a Yachty? Do they sound like a Uzi?
I feel like Yachty and Herb and Uzi and them have made conscious songs.
But do they sound like that?
They don't have to.
But I'm asking you, do they?
Well, I'm saying,
it's either yes or no.
It's not because they don't have to.
They don't, and so it's a different.
They don't sound like who? They don't sound like who?
They don't sound like a Yachty or a Uzi. They don't sound like a Tekashi.
But that don't mean nothing because them dudes still hard to understand. Kendrick is hard to understand sometimes
These are categories. The reason they're categories is because there's a difference.
But see, I feel like as the people we get so caught up in, that's the way it is. That's the way it got to be without question and stuff. My thing is the categories don't make sense.
The categories make a lot of sense.
They don't make sense because how you gonna say the conscious rap deals with the sound? That don't make no sense.
It does deal with the sound.
Listen, how?
We said it's content. It's content on how you deliver it as well.
You don't have listen to what you're saying, bro. The content has nothing to do with the delivery at all.
Yes,
if Young Thug rapped in a conscious way, I said it's
both of those things.
Listen,
I just said that.
Okay, so question. Yeah. If Young Thug was to rap, how he rapped and made his lyrics conscious, what would that be categorized as? We have to make a new category?
No, that could be a conscious song if it wants to be.
And if he wants it to be a mumble rap song, right? Because he mumbling.
If he mumbles.
Mumble conscious rap. That's what that was.
If he mumbles.
That's stupid.
If he mumbles. It's not stupid.
That's
how
rap. That's
exactly how it goes.
He's just rapping, bro.
But my thing is, you're trying to make it seem like there's a lot of crossover. There isn't a lot of crossover between these different categories.
How come it's not?
Because there isn't. Do you listen to rap music?
You ever heard her? Have you ever heard G Herbo?
You listen to rap music, right?
I'm asking you a question.
No, but I had a question before yours. So you listen to rap music, right?
Yes, clearly.
Okay.
Clearly.
So how many times do you hear somebody who sounds like Thug do a conscious song? How many times have you heard that? Maybe once, right? If maybe once.
Bro, no, it depends on what you're talking about because it depends on what you're talking about being conscious of.
It doesn't depend on what I'm talking about. I delivered it to you. Do you hear somebody that sounds like Young Thug rap about conscious topics?
That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm not talking about what category that person is put in.
It doesn't matter what you're talking about if I'm the person delivering the question. If I'm the person delivering the question and you are the person that needs to answer, it doesn't matter what you may be talking about. It's what I'm delivering to you. So my question again is, do you hear somebody that sounds like Young Thug that does conscious rap at the same time? Do you ever hear that? Typically, you do not. That's why they are separated. That's why there isn't a lot of crossover. That's my point. That's why there are categories.
What I was trying to get to you was that doesn't answer. That doesn't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
We're talking about.
I'm not talking about putting people in different categories because if
we've been talking about categories.
I'm saying I'm not talking about putting different people. I'm talking about the music itself, bro.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the people.
Yes.
I'm talking about the music itself. If Beyonce raps on a song, she's not going to be, Beyonce's a rapper now.
I said that earlier. You're saying the same thing I just said earlier.
No, she's a singer.
You're saying the same thing I just said earlier.
This is what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
But this is how I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing you're saying, but in a different way because I'm shedding light on the fact that how stupid categories are.
It's not stupid.
Because we work so hard on trying to make, we work so hard. If something happens, we have, as human beings, we have to try to say, we got to label that. We got to figure out what that is and pinpoint it. So when it's come across again, we can always say, this is that. And we do it so much. And back in the day, it's so stupid because people wasn't trying to do that back in the day. Slick Rick ain't sound like nobody else.
Nope.
Slick Rick sound like nobody else. Nobody try to put him in a sassy rap or a weird voice rap. Nobody said that. He sound like nobody else.
Because rap was new at that time. Everybody sound different from each other. That's another point too. I'm glad that you brought that up because there's a lot of people that sound the same nowadays. A lot of people sound the same, and so that's why they're categorized more today. And so that's an issue within itself.
If a lot of people sound the same, a lot of people sounded the same. Why did they have to categorize it? I don't understand.
Because if you have a lot of the same sound, they're going to put it in these different categories. That's just how it works. If there's people who sound different from each other all the time and everything, it's going to just be rap all the time. Regardless, it's only going to be rap because these two people do not sound alike. So there's no meaning of creating a genre for one person. That's ridiculous.
Slick Rick was an anomaly.
But he was a rapper.
He was an anomaly though.
But he was a rapper. Don't do this. He was a rapper.
I didn't say he wasn't. I think he's a rapper.
No,
just
but
like Thug is a rapper.
Just
like
because you use the word
considered a
anomaly
rapper.
doesn't mean that he wasn't a different rapper. Like you're trying to use a different word to make it seem like it's completely different from what I said. He was a rapper, yes. He did it differently than other people did. So that's why there was only the genre of rap. But nowadays, there are people who fall into those categories purposely, and that's why they're separated.
I just feel like it don't make sense to have this so like weird. Like we categorizing stuff in a different way, and pretty soon we're gonna be having conscious mumble sound, rock. Feel rap like that shit gonna sound dumb because now you have conscious which don't make sense. Conscious is literally content, has nothing to do with sound. The word conscious, I'm not talking about what they try to make it seem. The word conscious has nothing to do with a beat. You could be consciously rapping over an acapella.
Never said a beat.
So you said
I said how they deliver it. They deliver it.
Whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Conscious has nothing to do with sound.
Yes, it does. I just said, bro, how you agree with me, then disagree with me the next second.
No, I don't.
You just agree with me that it is delivery. Delivery, the way
I
that
said
you
delivery
put it
has nothing to do with that.
Yes, it does. And conscious, yes, it does.
Why?
Because it sounds different than what other ways of it go.
So question, if somebody's content is not conscious, but they deliver it as if it's conscious, then what's that?
Say it again, one more time.
If somebody's rapping.
Yes.
Without conscious content, but they're delivering it in a conscious way, what does that categorize as?
That's not conscious because they don't have those two things.
So what is it categorized
Like I
as?
said earlier, when it comes to just simply genres, there are a few things that you have to meet in order to be considered that genre. Now, it's real simple. They're real basic. You can change it up. You can put a spin on it. But there's got to be a few essentials there met in order for it to be in that category.
So we're not getting nowhere. So my thing is, I think categories. I think categories need to be X'd out.
Okay.
We don't need categories because that's not doing anything. And that's also making music.
It is doing something. That's what I was going to say to you. I'm about to destroy your whole category thing here right now. Remember the game that we played, that rap Pokemon thing?
Yeah.
And you said, oh, bro, it just doesn't make sense for these two people to come up head to head. We should definitely do categories.
We should, because they exist.
But how do you agree with that? How do you agree with that, but then also disagree with that at the same time? That doesn't make sense.
No, because we were doing rap Pokemon. You were putting people up against, you put like a rap battler up against somebody else. Yeah. Now, these people, when I said categories, I said for the sake of the show, because we don't have, people don't have like, my followers, my viewers, not the same as your viewers. My people don't. A lot of people I know don't listen to Say Hi to Prince. So when I put you say Say Hi to Prince and I say whatever, they'll be like, "Oh damn, that's crazy." Like I wish I knew who Say Hi to Prince was. Right. A lot of people came back to me like, "Oh, he was just people that I didn't even know, or you ain't know him, so it's kind of weird." So when I said we should put these people in different categories, since the categories exist, it'll make it easier for people to follow. Now, personally, I don't think categories need to exist because it doesn't make sense to me. Musically, it doesn't make sense. It's a lot of contradictory because, like I said again,
that's what you just did to yourself.
No, I did not. Because conscious
just contradicted yourself.
No, I did not, bro. Because listen, just because the categories exist,
and you said they should exist.
I said they should not. I said we should have them on this show for the sake of the people.
But
because we're already in this trap.
Oh no,
just
to
like
go with
racism.
your point. No, to go with your point. To go with your point. What's the meaning of categories if it's rap?
I don't think we should have them, but we do.
But then why would we develop?
Are basing off of that.
That's my point, Vale. There are categories.
Just because it's happening don't mean it's right, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not telling you that it's right. I'm not telling you that it's wrong. I'm telling you that's the way it is. But you've already said
human nature to say that's the way it is. That's the way it gotta be.
You're agreeing with me.
That's not. No, I don't. I don't agree.
No,
with
you're saying points that I said earlier.
Right, but I don't agree with you. It's different.
No,
you saying that's the way it is. That's why we got it. I'm saying that's the way it is. It should be that way.
No, in that point, you're saying that there shouldn't be categories. I'm not saying that you are agreeing with me in that sense, but you are agreeing in the fact that yes, this is how it's going to be separated. This is how it already exists. So there are purpose in the categories. We don't just do it for shits and giggles. We do this because it needs to be separated.
It doesn't. No,
it needs to be separated.
That's the issue with your rhetoric. It doesn't need to be separated.
And let me tell you why it needs to be separated. And like I said earlier, there are so many people that sound the same nowadays that when you separate it, it makes it easier for you, one, as a fan, to be able to find more people that sound like this or that follow into that sound that you like and everything. And then also it helps, too, in the industry. Because in the industry, they don't put people like Say Hi to Prince up against Dirk. They wouldn't do that because they're in completely different. Demographics. They're in complete demographics, completely different. That's what I'm saying. They separate them for a reason. They're not going to put a blues artist up against a polka artist. It doesn't make sense because their demographics are different. So when you have different demographics, they're not going to put them up against each other. That's why they separate them. That's the only purpose why they separate them. That's why they need to be separated. So there's not a situation of where we're taking a Young Thug and trying to compare him to Kendrick. They don't do the same thing. They rap, but they don't do it the same way. It doesn't make sense to compare them. So that's why I agreed with you when you said there should be categories in our game simply because there's already categories in music already.
Okay, but if music is an art form, right? We don't need to make all these damn comparisons. That doesn't even need to happen.
There's comparisons in art.
But that doesn't need to happen.
You have classical. You have what Picasso was doing. I'm trying to think of it. We need to get away. You have cubism. You have separation.
What I'm saying is we need to get we need to get away from the word saying we gotta constantly compare stuff and we gotta constantly put stuff parallel to one another and say why this sound better or why that sound.
Who said that?
Bro, we need to appreciate the music in itself.
Who said that there needs to be comparisons between the two?
You said that.
I said that there needs to be separation, so they aren't compared. So they aren't compared. There doesn't make sense to compare them if they aren't the same. Don't do that. I'm with you. I'm in the same boat with you. Herb should never be compared to. Let's see, because Herb can be very conscious at times, but he can also not do the mumble rap, but he can do drill music. He can do drill music.
Right.
I would not compare him to. Let's see, who can I just pull out? I wouldn't compare him to a Flatbush Zombie because Flatbush Zombies, they sound different than what Herb does. And so it doesn't make sense to put them together if they do it differently. And so that's my only thing. And we agreed that these people should not be compared because they don't do it the same.
Yeah, and I also don't think they should be categorized.
But that's what's going to happen. If they don't do it the same, you have to categorize them in order to not compare them. That's how it goes.
No, I mean I don't that's what I'm saying. I don't think so, bro. And that's why I think we're not getting nowhere because I don't feel like you understand exactly where I'm coming from.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Bro, if you categorize, like, it's so weird to like say Herb could do conscious rap, but he can also do drill rap. So when you listen to a list of his music, you have to label him as a conscious drill rapper.
No.
It's just
because
drill.
Does he do more drill or does he do more conscious? Which one?
I feel like now he's more towards the conscious rap way.
But so then there's a shift. But what did he do in the beginning? Drill, right?
He came out doing drill.
So we would call him a drill artist. But then if he's making a switch to conscious rap, then he can now be considered a conscious
So what
rapper.
happens when he makes another album? Say, all right, I'm back on my bullshit and make another drill rap album.
He can if that's the thing. If he's back to it, he's back to it. We categorize the song.
But you see how crazy it is to keep track. No, you said we categorize the person, not the song.
Same thing. I'm saying both of them.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you. I just said yes.
Right.
Even though I didn't say it, that's what I mean that too as well. Songs and the artist.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Them. That don't make sense to me, bro. It just don't. It's too much work.
Why is that so confusing to you if you live in a world where everything is categorized?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we need to get away from. They don't need to be categorized.
Okay, so why don't they need to be categorized?
They don't need to be categorized because it is too much. It does too much. It don't make sense. To label something as this means that it will always and forever be that.
Not true. We just said that if you can switch it. We just said you can switch it.
But if you can switch it, what's the point?
No, but there is a point. Like I just said, when we're talking about music specifically, we're talking about how labels will separate these people. They're not going to take on a whole list of drill mumble rappers. They don't do that. These big labels won't do that. They do it. They'll take on some conscious. They'll take on some pop. They'll take on some of those mumble rap because they want to cover each demographic. The demographics are different. Not everybody that likes rap music likes every piece of rap music.
Exactly. But if your music is touching different people and your label is touching different people, that's fine. But that don't mean you have to go on and say, oh, we got to categorize this and label it as this.
Yes, you do.
You don't because that's what we have to agree to disagree. Because I feel like we don't need to have these labels.
And I feel like your point is not explicit because you're just saying that you shouldn't do that. What does that mean? Why shouldn't we?
Because
I'm telling you why they do it.
It's too much flip flopping.
Not true.
Bro.
Not true.
It's too much.
Not true.
That's a lot.
Not true,
bro.
They do not believe me. Artists do not switch up the forms of music that they do as often as you're saying. They do it every now and again. in. Thug is gonna make a similar song to what Thug makes all the time. There's gonna be a few times where, like with Beautiful Thugger Girls,
Right.
where he did something different, where he decided to sing. Still had somewhat of the same sound, but he was singing this time. But how many albums did he have before that were different? How many albums after that is he gonna go right back to what he had before?
Slime Seasons, which all kind of have the same feel.
Exactly.
But then he has the Breadwinner's Tape, which is definitely a different sound from the Slime Seasons. Mm-hmm. Because Slime Seasons have more of a slow cadence to them. Mm-hmm. The Breadwinners, not Breadwinners, but the Up. The Up, that album has like fast-paced rapping.
Right.
So my thing is,
Still the same
it's different though. It's right. You said still the same category, and people. And I think it's a shame that people get so caught up in the categories, bro. Because if Uzi want to call himself what he is, that's what he is, and nobody's trying to take him away from that. If he want to say he a rock star, he a rock star. But people want to call, okay, I'm going to throw you in Mumble Rap, because that's what it sounds like. This nigga don't really sound like nothing that we ever heard before, honestly.
Yes,
Uzi don't sound like nothing we ever heard before.
Wayne has done that for him before. Wayne has done all that stuff that Uzi has done before.
What's the next topic, bro?
Okay, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wayne has done that before. Go back and listen to Rebirth.
No.
He's done that stuff that Uzi has done.
I'm not, bro, okay. I feel you. I feel you.
I'm a dope man. Remember, I was in the flow, nigga. I was blow, man. Fucking bitch on the flow, fucking flow, bitch. I don't know nobody.